Hello guys, am I live? Let's see. Yeah, I'm live. So, basically, when I was kind of a bit of a, let's say, an iPad kid when I was growing up, and when I was a kid, I watched many people on YouTube play Fnaf. And more importantly, I watched a lot of lore videos for Five Nights at Freddy's. And even today, I think I'm something of a FNAF lore expert. I've been, trying to stay away from it in my videos because I want to cover a lot of, like, more unique things, but I don't think I've ever actually played through most of the games. I've played FNAF 1, which is the one I'm going to be playing today, but I'm just playing it because I want to have the whole series on my channel. I played it on mobile, and this is playing it on Steam. And, well, let's just get started. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, family pizzeria looking for a security guard to work the night shift, blah blah blah. Hello, phone guy. Hello. No, a message for you. I hope you get settled in on your first night. Yeah, I'm not gonna. And after that, I get fired. No place for fans and grown-ups alike. Fantasy and fun come to life. Entertainment is not responsible for death. Delivery of death has occurred. Present report will be filed within 80 days. Blah. Cleaned and blah blah. Yeah. Do get a quirky at night. So I'm just gonna talk over phone guy. Yeah. No, the thing is I feel like a lot of the fanbase has forgotten about phone guy when I really liked him, the role he played. Like, he always is. It always felt to me like his calls were being recorded so he couldn't, like, say anything incriminating to the company, but he genuinely wanted to warn you about what's happening. Which most people kind of just say he's like an asshole because he's not actually telling you what like, kind of covering Fazbear Entertainment's ass, but, like, I mean, he'd probably get fired if he didn't. And, so, that's probably the earliest, like, illusion in the franchise to being spring locked. I mean, obviously it's referring to just being stuffed into a suit rather than having a spring lock failure, but like, they're kind of, I think that's what evolved into being spring locked. So you may have noticed that I'm not actually doing much, and that's because not really anything actually happens on the first night, usually. It's really easy. I'll like still check the door lights occasionally, but it's but like I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone die on night one of FNAF 1. And, and like, unless they were doing some bizarre challenge. Even then, and usually would start to get hard around nights 3 or 4. I mean, I feel like most people who got into the franchise during the classic series usually got in during FNAF 1 because, I mean, it's the first one and it's the most iconic. But when I was a kid, I watched Dan TDM play them, and I don't think he ever actually played FNAF 1. He played a reconstruction of it in Minecraft, but I don't think but the first actual FNAF game I saw footage of was FNAF 2, and that's the game in the series I'm the most nostalgic for. I learned how FNAF 1 worked much later on. Honestly, it's a bit weird because, like, I feel like if you disregard my nostalgia bias, FNAF 1 is easily better, but, but, like, FNAF 2, I always feel like, when I think of the animatronics, I just think of the toy animatronics. It's because they were the first versions of them I saw. Like, I mean, and a lot of people, don't like the toy animatronics because they're not really that scary. But the thing is I feel like, the toy animatronics aren't that scary. And that makes it so much more terrifying when the wizards show up, because those guys are horrifying, at least comparatively. And I feel like FNAF 1, I've kind of been numbed to the horror of it, but it's probably one of the most, like, well done FNAF games horror wise. I mean, the character designs are creepy, but in a way that sort of. They're in the uncanny valley. They genuinely look like creepy in the way animatronic characters look creepy, and they don't go overboard like in FNAF 4. The cameras are like nice and grainy. There's always like some really good sound design where oftentimes you'll just hear something like dum 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 or something. But one thing hello, phone guy. Or I should probably say that once he actually picks up.
Hello. Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active as the week progresses. It might be a good idea to peek at those cameras while I talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place, you know. Interestingly enough, Freddy himself doesn't come on stage very often. I've heard he becomes a lot more active in the dark, though, so hey, I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right? I also want to emphasize the importance of using your door lights. There are blind spots in your camera view, and those blind spots happen to be right outside your door. So if you can't find something or someone on your cameras, be sure to check your door light. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in any danger, of course. I'm not implying that. Also, check on the curtain of Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you have everything under control. Talk to you soon.
So anyway, one of the major things about FNAF 1 is that, or I should say one of the major flaws, is that most of the Easter eggs in it are completely RNG based, which is a problem in a lot of other games, and at least it's not as bad as FNAF 3, where you need to do extremely, like, arbitrary and random steps to unlock the Easter eggs, but like Golden Freddy, you just have to get really lucky for him to show up. Like getting the newspapers that say talk about the missing children's incident, and they only show up if you're lucky. Again, that's a problem in most of the games, but I feel like it's particularly bad in this one because, like, all of the Easter eggs are RNG based, except, I guess, if you count being able to boop Freddy's nose, which, why isn't it working? There. Honestly, I always thought Foxy was the scariest out of the original animatronics. A lot of people disagree since his jump scare isn't that good, but I feel like you have to look at him a lot and, like, watch him, if that makes sense, and see. And that makes him a lot more scary because you, gotta know, like, look, like, and I feel like a lot of people, when they criticize the Fnaf games, sometimes not all of the characters are very scary, which makes the characters that are scary all the more scary. And it's definitely a valid criticism of some of the games, like FNAF 6, where I think most of the characters are meant to be scary, but the designs really aren't. Except, I'd say Scrap Baby. I'd say Scrap Baby is a bit scary. And also, I guess, but one funny thing I just want to mention is that, the animatronic I've always been the most afraid of is actually one of the least likely to actually attack me, that being the puppet. I mean, obviously the puppet attacks the night guard, but, like, it's never... I feel like there's a continuity error where it's never really clear why the puppet attacks you. Like, they're very aware, but shouldn't that mean they can tell you're not William? And, I mean, FNAF 2 animatronics are aggressive towards grown-ups and in general, but that's because, like, the spirits inside them can't really recognize the difference between grown-ups and Afton. But the puppet, I don't get why the... Chica, you've been at that door for way too long. It's night 2. Don't think I've ever seen one of them just stay at the door that long on this early in the game. I'm pretty sure that means I'm gonna run out of power, but hopefully I can, I get a long Freddy song and can still make it to 6 a.m. anyway. It'd be pretty embarrassing to die on night 2, but I mean, I'm still using power, but obviously, if I don't use power, I'm gonna die. But I do feel like I might be overdoing it a bit. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna run out of power any second now. I'm gonna waste the remaining power checking the door lights or the cameras, because it's gonna run out anyway, and... Didn't get any, like, time where you just didn't show up, you just got there instantly. Alright. right? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to 6 a.m. on this attempt. Well, I stand corrected. Chico was pretty aggressive that night.
Hello? Hey, you're doing great. Most people don't last this long. I mean, they usually move on to other things by now. I'm not implying that they died. That's not what I meant. Anyway, I better not take up too much of your time. Things are getting real tonight. Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuck into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. Go limp. Then there's a chance that maybe they'll think that you're an empty costume instead. Then again, if they think you're an empty costume, they might try to stuff a mental skeleton into you. I wonder how that would work. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that. It's best just not to get caught. Okay, I'll leave you to it. See you on the flip side.
So, phone guy, like, I always feel like, a lot of the time people just attribute his death to Freddy because you hear the music Freddy makes when he jump scares you up when you run out of power before he dies, but obviously, I mean, he would have power because you need power to operate a phone, and you hear the breathing sound effects from Chica and Bonnie, so it would be a bit... It is the absolute worst mechanic in this game that your doors and lights will just jam randomly. And I'm pretty sure it happens only when animatronics are there and you, like, do something else, but it doesn't help, like... It's that... I've always thought that mechanic was just unfair. But seriously, why is Chica being so aggressive this playthrough? First they, like, stay on my door for, like, 2 hours on night 2. Then they actually just jam my doors and kill me on night 3. Not sure why I'm checking cameras so much. It's just... I kind of like to see the renders. I mean... detail, I guess. And one thing that's a bit weird is, as I said before, I've played Fnaf on the mobile version, and only really seen footage of it on the Steam version from my phone, or I watch YouTube videos, but it's, but playing it on my monitor, I can see a lot more details, and it's kind of just weird. Like, usually on my phone, I can only really see, like, very vague, big outline of Chica and like the bib and eyes, but my monitor I can actually see her full model. Oh, like, and the thing is, I mean, it was one of Scott with the first FNAF game, so you can't expect it to be like perfect, but um, uh, it does kind of seeing all the details makes me see a lot of the flaws in the models and stuff that looks a bit look a bit less scary on a more detailed screen. So I don't actually like I said before I know a lot about FNAF lore, and I do, but a weird thing is I feel like I don't want to mention a lot of it because it doesn't really feel all too relevant to the first game, because most of it wasn't intended at this point in the series. I mean, like, it was it started out at this point in the series. It was pretty much just William Afton killed. Oh, sorry, not even Afton at this point. Not even Purple Guy at this point. Just some guy killed some kids and they got out into a bunch of animatronics. Or, I mean, at least it's implied in the newspapers that they were murdered. I mean, technically it wasn't confirmed that they were murdered. It was just heavily implied. It's also one of the... I feel like this is a problem with a lot of the FNAF games, but Night 1 and 2 are extremely easy. Night 3 can sometimes be a bit tricky if you get bad RNG. And then FNAF, and then it just gets... Okay, and then it's just a bit, like, it then just kind of gets a bit too, it goes from too easy to too hard, which, I mean, that is sort of what a difficulty curve does, where it starts out kinda easy and gets harder, but I feel like in most of the FNAF games, especially FNAF 3, the difficulty curve is too extreme, where, I mean, Night 1 of FNAF 3, literally nothing can kill you. Oh. And then, like, by Night 4, or you have to just hope, pray to RNGesus that you'll get lucky to for Springtrap to not just come and kill you in the first 10 seconds. And, another thing um, I actually do, I'm not sure if I'll actually get around to it and do, like, full thing. If you look at a lot of my videos, there are a lot of, like, Let's Plays of games that I didn't actually finish or get anywhere near finishing. Some of them I intend to return to, some of them I don't. And I think I'm probably gonna finish Fnaf 1 because it's not a very long game, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to, like, Help Wanted, but Help Wanted, I actually do have it on my Oculus Quest, but my room is really small, so we, like, keep it in the basement, and my microphone's on my desk, so it would be really annoying to, like, record my audio and stuff, and I might need to get the flat version, and just to, if I do get to playing it, but at the same time, I have the VR version, and I like VR games. It's a good VR game, and I want to play it in VR, but I don't know how I'd practically be able to, like, record it for YouTube.
Oh, hey, wow, day 4. I think you can do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you when I did. Hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you can check inside those suits in the back room. I'm gonna try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah, I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there. You know. Oh no.
So, as I mentioned before, Freddy's music plays, but you also hear the sound effects only Bonnie and Chica make. And Freddy only makes those sound effects if you don't have powers. So, who killed him? And also, I feel like Phone Guy's story is kind of unresolved. I mean, like, it's FNAF. Everyone who dies in FNAF usually possesses a robot. Except for Phone Guy, who I guess just didn't feel like it, or was never resolved. Is his spirit still present, or did he just decide that, screw this place, I'm not spending eternity in a fucking Chuck E. Cheese's. It's like, which is why, a lot of the time, I have some theories about Phone Guy, none of which I actually think are true, or intended at least. Like, or one thing, one theory I have is that, at like a phone guy went on to be Old Man Consequences, which is kind of a dumb theory, but Old Man Consequences is never really explained. I mean, again, it's not something I think is actually intended. The only evidence for it is I think it would be kinda neat. Um, and that's not good proof for a theory. There is another theory about him that I think is more likely, but I still don't think it's actually intended, that he went on to possess the phone, like the phone itself, because, I mean, he shows up in UCN, and his symbol is the phone. So, maybe he possessed it or something, I don't know. And in night 5, even though he's dead, he does make a phone call somehow. Oh, how does he do it? His ghost's in the phone. Where did he go? I no longer hear his audio in the kitchen, but I don't see him on any of the cams nearby, and, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to just watch him, so to sort of keep him stationary. I think he's probably on, like, Cam 4A because Chica's there, and I think that Chica overrides Freddy. There, yeah, no, he's on 4A. By the way, I should mention that this stream isn't gonna be too long, like, maybe a couple hours, because I do have a friend coming over at, like, 1:30, and, I am not gonna be streaming when he gets here. I was mostly doing this because I thought it would be like, I haven't been doing much for my channel lately, and I wanted to do something, and I hate it when you die at 5 a.m. Whatever. I do hopefully want to beat the game before he gets there here at 1:30, so it's 12:30 right now, so I have about an hour. I'm not planning on doing night 6 and the custom night because I don't feel like it, or at least I'm not committed to doing it. I think I'm gonna attempt it a few times, but I'm completely fine with moving on to the next one without completing night 6. I should probably save POW or more until like 1 a.m. I mean, aside for like looking at the cameras because of, Foxy, but I don't think it's very likely they're gonna show up already, and then I already can't find Chica on the cameras. Oh, there she is. I mean, the thing is, looking at the cameras is, looking at any of the cameras actually, it prevents Foxy from moving. And, looking at Freddy's camera prevents him from moving. But I feel like it is genuinely good to try and, when you can, try and keep notes of where everyone is on the cameras, because sometimes you can actually save a lot of power by you not needing to check the door lights when you know where they are. Okay, now this is a time where I'm gonna need to start checking door lights. You know what? This is... Oh, Oh, hey, someone's in chat. They're Grim, Foxy, and Friends. Hello, Grim, Foxy, and Friends. Damn it. I hate the... You know what? I'm pretty sure that this will... Yeah, Look, as I said before, my least favorite mechanic in this entire game is the jamming doors. It's just annoying to me. Render of Bonnie's is he's pretty scary, but like, do kind of wonder what is happening. What's he doing there? Like, are his eyes missing? Alright, I might be checking the cameras a bit too much, but I want to keep Freddy on the stage, and, Foxy can attack pretty early on if you don't check the cameras. Sorry, I I probably shouldn't have done that, eh, but I've got a mess that I've had to text my mom about something, mm, mm. Yeah, I can go there. No, I always have trouble telling if, Bonnie's on that camera or not, because he's sort of a dark figure, and, I can always kind of see a bit of a silhouette there if I squint, so, and, I mean, and I'm pretty sure it's actually a lot more apparent than that, but, I'm an idiot, so sometimes that silhouette's presence just tricks me into thinking he's there when he's not. Okay, nope. There, I'm pretty sure he's actually in there that time. Is that Freddy's laugh? I can't tell. It think I heard Freddy's laugh, but it was quieter than it usually is, so... I don't see him on this camera, so I think he's still on cam 1B. Yeah, he's still lit. Okay, Bonnie... Okay, no, Chica's in the kitchen, so all I have to worry about... Chica's no longer in the kitchen, I think. Wait, no, they still are. But I'm basically not gonna have to worry about door on the right for a bit. Yeah, no, Chica's not in the kitchen anymore. Foxy should be reset, and... Oh. I feel like I should do a bit less until 5 a.m. Wait, did I get the... Yeah, I got the puppet poster. It's neat. One of my problems with this game is if you want to conserve power, you kind of just have to sit there, and that's boring. Ooh, that was a really short song. Yep. You know, I usually don't find Night 3 that hard. I mean, I guess it's because I kind of have a deadline of when my friend comes over at 1:30. Of course, whenever I like wait at the start to see if to conserve power, or whenever I finally do look at the cameras, they're all gone. Should probably be commentating more, but I'm kind of focusing since I've already died a couple times on this night. And again, I only have until 1:30. I feel like next time I'll probably be able to do a longer stream, but like I still want to like beat FNAF 1 in one stream ideally, and then do FNAF 2 in one stream. Like if I want it to, like, I feel like I'm gonna be most of the way through FNAF 1 if I don't finish it in this stream, and I don't want to just have part of the stream being wrapping up FNAF 1 and then most of it being FNAF 2 or something. I, hmm. Let's see, okay, so Chica's probably gonna, attack soon, oh, one sec, wait, did I just completely, oof. I think I accidentally closed the game. Like, I meant to pause it, but I don't think you can pause FNAF 1. I guess I'm gonna have to start over the night. I'll open Discord on my phone, so Yeah, I'm just gonna mute the call anyway.
Oh, hello. Hey. Hey,
Why
well,
isn't it
made it
letting...
work.
There. Right, so I have about 30 minutes until, my friend gets here. I'm gonna have to... I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this game before then. I don't know why I'm checking all the cameras. It's not like they're moving that much already. So anyway, one thing I always wondered is, like, how can they tell when the cameras are watching them? I mean, I assume they don't just turn off when not looking at it because, I mean, they're security cameras. They should save the footage even if the guard isn't looking at the camera at the time. Especially if the guard isn't looking at that camera at that time. Um, don't think I'm doing great this attempt, but... Let's see. I feel like I probably should have waited till after my friend came over before I started streaming. Um, what the fuck? I mean, what are you supposed to do in this situation? Like... Pretty sure I'm gonna die anyway, but like... Is there a way to get him to leave? Well, and Foxy got me. As I've said before, I absolutely hate how your door lights can jam in this game. And your doors as a whole. Chica's in the kitchen already. That's not good. Chica is no longer in the kitchen. I'm gonna have to start checking door lights pretty soon. So anyway, I really hoped I'd have more to say, but I'm just concentrating on the game. What kind of streamer actually focuses on the game instead of constantly talking over it? Lame one, that's good. I feel like I should, be conserving power more, and I keep on saying that, but I really should be. But, Chica won't leave the door alone. I have to still make sure Foxy and Freddy don't come up and kill me. And guess where you have Bonnie too. Fucking hell. You know what, I think I'm just gonna leave the stream here, since needing to text my friend directions and stuff while playing Fnaf, and I'm also, it's not the longest stream, but, guess that's all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, say I'm cool, yada yada yada. See y'all next time.